All right, a truck is coming. We are here at LA's largest pig slaughterhouse, and we are here with more than 100 activists, including some actors. We have Joaquin Phoenix right here, who is going to also bear witness and try to comfort these pigs. Again, more than 100 activists are here. Here come the trucks with the pigs, and here we are, all these folks coming up to try to give water to the pigs. I'm so sorry, baby.
It's okay. Oh, baby. We're so sorry. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. You want some? Here we go. Here, over here. It's over here. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Here. Oh, baby. It's okay. It's okay. Have some water.
It's okay, honey. It's okay, honey.
Don't forget we have them up top, guys. Guys, we got some up top. Up top.
There they are. You're not alone, you guys.
Hey guys, I'm gonna squirt up top.
I wouldn't climb on the truck. I wouldn't climb on the truck.
Hey, how are you?
Tony, I know this is so difficult. Can you share some of your feelings?
No, it's so heartbreaking.
What would you say to people who go, bacon, tasty?
I would tell them to come down here and make the connection with what's happening here. And watch these poor babies come in, and this is the last moment of their life. And these last few moments, and they've been suffering their whole lives. And it culminates in this horrible ride to the slaughterhouse, and it just breaks your heart. It's unbelievable.
It is heartbreaking. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk. This is very emotional for so many people. And what? What would you say to people who aren't here and who just eat these animals without thinking?
I just wish I'd stop. It's heartbreaking.
We're so sorry. We're so sorry. This is such...
Forward now, thank you. Back up.
Thank you, officer.
Don't wet me.
Please clear.
Thank you, officer.
Clear the truck. Clear the truck!
Please
Clear the truck. What would you say to people? What would you say to people who aren't here and who think they don't care?
This is... I'm sorry, I don't have a voice. I can't.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. It's so emotional when you're
It's
here.
awful.
Fern.
You can see how thirsty they are. They're just so thirsty. And
We love you. We love you. People are crying. A lot of people are crying. What would you say to those people who don't care?
Go vegan. They have to go vegan. It has to end. It's not right.
It's wrong. It's morally wrong.
It's morally wrong.
Hey, guys.
It's bankrupt.
Hey guys,
Horrible.
so that we're real clear, there's no climbing on the trucks, okay? You're gonna have plenty of time to give water, and that's cool, and that's what we want.
Not jump on top.
Please do not get on the trucks. And when we ask you to step back, and the next one's gonna come through, give you enough time.
Thank you, officer.
It's pretty fair. I mean, that's even more than 2 minutes that you just got, okay? But do what you gotta do, we'll do what we gotta do, but please do not climb on the trucks, and when you ask you to step back, just step back.
We appreciate
Fair
it.
enough?
We appreciate it. Vernon Police doing an
Hopefully we
excellent
another
job.
one. Hopefully we another one.
Excellent
And then we'll take
job.
another hour and a half or 2 hours.
An excellent
Alright,
job,
guys.
and
Appreciate it.
actor Joaquin Phoenix is here documenting it and observing, as is Tony Kanal, and we have a large crowd. Chase,
Yes, how we doing?
you were estimating the crowd. You counted it. How many people are here?
Yeah, we have 101 last time I counted, so we might even have more now because I saw more people trickling in. But yeah, 101 activists, and that's a record for Los Angeles. So I'm very proud of everybody for coming out here.
And
It's amazing.
it's late here. We're approaching 1 in the morning.
Yeah, about 12:30 at night.
And you know, all these folks, some of them are seeing it for the first time. You're an activist who's been doing this for a long time, but for those seeing it for the first time, it's gut-wrenching.
Yeah, it is.
Does it ever get any easier?
It might depend on the person, but for me, it has. But you know, it can really start taking a toll on you. You know, especially if you don't have a social support system, if you don't have friends that care about animals, then you know you're really lonely, and you know you feel alone in a sea of people who just don't care about justice, and you know that's heart-wrenching. It's exhausting. So it's really important for us to come out to events like this and to meet other people who care and who are doing something, taking action, and yeah, you know, we need to do these things to get the motivation. We need to see these animals up close and personal, make eye contact with them, you know, and hear their screams right in front of us, and know that we were so close to saving them, you know, like because here we have 100 people, but you know, we just got to keep the pressure on and keep getting the word out to society that this is not okay and that we're not going to tolerate it, and this is what it looks like.
Oh yeah, this is what it looks like. And I gotta say that this crowd here is very, very emotional, and people are crying, as they should. I mean, it's really, really hard to watch these animals go to their deaths. And let me ask you, I know you've been watching, and it's emotional. What runs through you?
Heartbreak. I wish I could. Hearing them is so bad. I wish I could stop.
You wish you could stop them. It's a feeling of helplessness. That's what it is. It's a feeling of total helplessness that we experience, and it's gut-wrenching. Mark Ching, you're a noted. You're my hero, first of all, but you're a noted dog rescuer. You rescue dogs from the dog meat trade in Asia, and you've become world famous doing that. And yet, people who are outraged about the dog meat trade are often very blasé about the horrors happening here with pigs, who just happen to have a higher IQ than dogs.
Many people who love dogs fail to make the connection between dogs and other animals, and so, you know, I think bearing witness is important to make people responsible to what they eat and to the life lost. So, yeah.
And you have seen some of the worst atrocities, and you're here to talk about it, but I know that it hurts you. It hurts your soul and your heart. I mean, what is wrong with human beings? On both sides, whether it's the Asian dog meat trade or the pigs here, it's for food. They're eating these animals, even though obviously we don't need to eat dogs, even though people here are not meat eaters. We got more than 100 of them, and we're doing okay. We're alive.
Yeah, it's terrible. And so even here, torture's happening every day in America, in our own backyard. And you know, I think things need to change. And so these activists are out here giving the voiceless a voice and speaking out against things that are inhumane. And so, yeah.
Thank you, Mark Shing
Nice to see
of
you, Jay.
Animal Hope and Wellness Foundation. What an amazing man who goes to see the absolute worst horrors in the dog meat trade. But this is really rough too. I mean, this is, you know, bearing witness to the impending slaughter of these animals. And, you know, as Carol says, they know death is coming. Yes, they're terrified. They're terrified. And they're individuals. And we never think of their families. We don't think of their families, you know? These are mothers and their daughters and their...
We do.
Right, we do.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah.
We do.
We do.
We do. The 100 people here,
Right. Yeah.
where we've got 320 million people in this country.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you know, the odd part is that some of the people who comment say, well, you know, I can't eat carbs. I mean, you know
It's
what?
Absolute BS. Pardon my French. Yeah, you can eat all the carbs you want if all you're eating is vegetables and legumes and carbs. Yes.
Yeah.
Good fats.
Yeah.
If you aren't eating a whole bunch of animal fats, you can eat all the carbs you want.
In fact, there's a whole school of thought that diabetics can eat fruit and they can eat vegetables if they stopped eating meat, because it's the meat that's really creating the problem in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
Watch
please-
forks over knives.
Yeah, forks over knives. If people think they have to kill these pigs to survive, they are so wrong. In fact, processed meat, which is how most people consume pigs, is officially ruled carcinogenic. So let me turn the camera myself for a second and talk a little bit about how I feel. And how I feel is we got to stop making excuses. We've got to realize that if we're eating this food, which I'm not, and frankly, none of the people here, there's more than 100 people, and I could attest that every single one that I know, and I'm sure all of them, are vegan or on their way to being vegan. Everybody I know here is vegan. And everybody's doing fine. In fact, they look healthier than the general population. And you can survive very easily on fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grains. In fact, processed meat has officially been ruled carcinogenic by the World Health Organization. And that's how most people consume pig. They eat hot dogs or they eat bacon, and that's processed meat. And that's officially cancer causing. So we're killing them. We're giving ourselves cancer and heart disease, which is, caused by plaque, blocking the flow of arteries. That plaque comes from cholesterol. Cholesterol comes from animals. And it's also a leading cause of climate change. So what we are doing in our society is madness, and it's cruel. And I just ask you, Americans are decent people. When you see these images, you know now. You know better. And just say no. Say no to this meat and dairy. Just say no. There's plenty of alternatives. I shop at Costco, okay? They have meat alternatives. They have Gardein. They have plenty of organic fruits and vegetables. They have quinoas. They have brown rice. They have any store in America. I travel all across the country and the world, and there's peaceful and humane alternatives. So I beg you, I plead you, open your heart and stop this abomination. This is not what nature intended for these animals. They did not ask to die. And by the way, we're all very cold here tonight. It's chilly. I'm wearing a winter jacket. And these animals have driven how far? And we all know pigs have no fur. Imagine how cold they are. Not to mention they were clearly thirsty. So please, Ashley, I just said I shop at Costco. You could shop at Costco and get all sorts of vegan products. There's vegan books on sale at Costco. I saw 3 vegan recipe books at Costco today. Wow. Well, let's wrap it up by showing the crowd one more time. Think about this. And again, more than 100 people here, including Simone Reyes. Simone, what can you say to people? What are you feeling?
I mean, all I could do was cry and try to document it so that other people see their eyes and see the way that they're screaming. They can feel what's coming. Pigs are more intelligent than our dogs and more intelligent than 3-year-old children. They know what this is, and I can only hope and pray that they also know that we're there to bear witness and to send them our love and our deep respect, and to tell them that their bodies are activists and their souls are activists, and we will be here to fight for them until this becomes illegal to kill animals for any reason, especially food that poisons us and destroys our environment.
Thank you, Simone Reyes of Social Compassion, and a leading activist as well. There's a lot of leading activists here, including Gwenna Hunter from Vegans Velez. Hi, Gwenna.
Hey, Jane.
Tough, huh?
Yeah, we were giving the pigs water, and Fern was right above her head, and the one pig just the whole time I couldn't take my attention off because he or she, I know you can hear him screaming right now.
Oh my God.
You can hear him right now. I mean, we can hear them screaming right now. This is awful. This is absolutely awful.
So, is someone got noise there?
What would you tell your friends who eat bacon, who eat the hot dogs, when they go to the Dodgers?
Please don't. Please don't. They have feelings. They're human. They're as good as any human, any bat, any. They breathe, they feel, they see. They want to see their grandkids just like we do. They want to see their friends just like we do. It's no different. They're not meant to be on a table.
And there are activists across the street.
Did you just hear that screaming?
In there. You can hear them screaming inside the slaughterhouse. You can totally hear it. I can't even believe it. They're just screaming. Pain and fear. It's just terrible. It's absolutely terrible. This needs to fucking stop. This needs to stop. This has to be something that's in history. You know what I mean? One day we'll look back and be like, how could this happen to animals? And it's going to happen with movements like this. People's consciousness will shift. It'll change. You're just planting seeds, you know? And it all comes down to love. So we have to keep this going. It's got to be a love-based movement, you know? So, peace. Thank you for being here.
All right. Well, wrapping up. I want to just speak with you, Amy Jean Davis. You've organized an incredible protest. I don't think you could really, I wouldn't want to describe it as successful in the sense that we're seeing these animals go to slaughter, but very well organized. And yet, you know, it's gut-wrenching. How do you do it? How do you organize this over and over and over again?
Well, I guess I just, I understand the paradigm that we're in, and that paradigm is that animals are here for us to eat, which some animals are here for us to eat, and it's an incorrect paradigm. It's established on immorality. So, but that's what we're in. So we have to keep doing this until that paradigm changes. We just have to keep coming and showing up and sharing it with the world and saying this is not okay. That pig in there is smarter than your dog. You know, people are always like, oh, my dog knows when it's going to the vet, or oh, my dog knows when I'm going on vacation. What do you think the pigs know if they're smarter? And that's not, you know, an assessment from animal rights people saying, oh no, pigs are smarter than dogs. That's just the animal kingdom being judged on or assessed on its level of intelligence. So the horrors that the pigs go through from the moment they're born is unacceptable and not right. just like it would not be right if that was a truck full of dogs or cats.
And you can kind of hear the screams.
Yeah, yep. But yeah, so we come here because we're trying to shift the paradigm to one of biodiversity and sharing the planet together, not saying, okay, you get to live in a warehouse, I'm gonna castrate you with no anesthetic, I'm gonna cut your teeth out and cut holes in your body and then slaughter you when you get, to the ripe old age of 6 months. No, we're not, that's not the world that I want to live in. So that's why we're all here, to change that. And we will. So,
thank you. Thank you so much for
thanks
everything
for being
you do.
here, Jane.
Thank you for what you do.
Should we give you a break? Or?
So there we are. I think Katie Clary.
Hey,
We've covered many animal protests together, but
Yeah,
this
we
is more of a vigil. What runs through you as you see these pigs?
I was absolutely shocked. This is my second time doing this, and the first time we weren't able to see the pigs, and this time we were trying to go live on World Animal News, and my hand was literally shaking. I've never experienced anything like this in my life, and it's just horrific. These animals are incredibly intelligent, more intelligent than dogs, and they know exactly what's happening. And I just encourage everyone watching Jane Unchained, please, if you can go vegan, start with one thing. I mean, it could be chicken, it could be pigs, it could be anything. Just start with that one thing and go from there. And that's all I can say. The most important thing you can do, I think, is bear witness to this animal suffering. People need to know what's happening. Not enough people have any clue around the world that this happens every single day to millions of animals. Not just pigs, cows, chickens, you name it. We need to be their voice, and that's why we're here.
Thank you so much. Katie Clary of World Animal News, who's also documenting this. So we're going to wrap it up now, and it's very late here in Los Angeles, and yet a huge crowd, more than 100 people, and some notables as well. Well-known individuals who are here to lend their voice, lend their celebrity as well, whatever it takes to wake the world up.
They've been doing it
This
for
is
almost
wrong, and
6
it
years
has to
now, and
stop.
they've got 100 groups all over the planet.